Dignity Memorial Funeral, Cremation, and Cemetery Service providers are privileged and honored to assist others in our communities. The unfortunate fact of our profession, though, is that we are well acquainted with the pain and suffering of those who lose someone they love. Like you, we are parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, neighbors and friends who care deeply about the security of our towns and cities. And like you, we want our children to be safe. That's why we believe in the Dignity Memorial Escape School program, part of our commitment to safe communities. This non-threatening, simple program offers valuable information to parents and children while initiating important dialogues between them. Please watch this video with your children. In the future, make it a point to discuss the situations and techniques on a continuing basis. It's our hope that this presentation will give your children the ability to recognize potential abduction situations and the tools to escape should the unthinkable occur.
When it comes to teaching children about safety, one of the most important things you can teach them is that all the rules change. There are certain things that they can do when they need somebody's help that they couldn't normally do. For instance, if a child were in a department store and they needed to get somebody's attention, they could actually make something fall off the shelf so that they get an attendant or the manager's attention. Normally they couldn't do that. In a dangerous situation they can. So you have to be real diligent and show them that all the rules change. And we're also going to look at all these different ways that we can send out clues or signals to involve somebody that could help us. Remember the story of Hansel and Gretel and how they dropped the breadcrumbs in the forest so that they could find their way back? We're going to look at some things kinda like that. But the first thing we have to do is we have to determine what a good stranger and a bad stranger is, because kids hear this word all the time. So we need to know what they're thinking about when they say good stranger, bad stranger. So I've asked some of my friends here at Escape School to help me, and let's see what they say a good stranger and a bad stranger is. What I want to know is if somebody can tell me the difference between, say, a good stranger and a bad stranger. What, for instance, would a bad stranger look like?
He might be dirty, not shaved, have yellow teeth, have rumpled hair.
Okay, but it would be shabby, yellow teeth, dirty, have a beard. Would his hair be combed? You don't think so? No? Okay, what else? A bad, yeah?
He might have tattoos and smoke.
Probably be smoking. What else?
He would wear raggedy clothes and be dirty and probably never take baths, so he would stink.
Okay, dirty old clothes, raggedy. So let me see if I got this straight. A bad stranger would be somebody that's maybe selling drugs, smoking, they don't shave, their hair's messed up, they got raggedy clothes, yellow teeth, tattoos, maybe wearing dark sunglasses. Really a grody looking individual, right? That's what we're talking about here. Good. What about a good stranger? How would a good stranger, yes, how would a good stranger look?
He might be wearing maybe like a suit, maybe have a briefcase.
Okay, a suit, a briefcase. What else? A good, yes?
They might look like your mom or dad.
Could look like your mom or dad. Would that be friendly to you? They'd look like smiling and friendly. Is that what you mean by mom and dad? Very good. Yeah, you got an answer. What is it?
They would smile and be friendly. They would shave and take baths.
That's good. Smile and be friendly. So maybe the good stranger has nice clothes, nice car, a briefcase, you said. They look maybe like your mom and dad. So we've heard a lot of different definitions as to what a good stranger looks like and a bad stranger looks like. But the real truth is this. You can't tell if a person is good or bad by their appearance. You can't tell by the way that they're dressed. There's another way to do it, a way that children understand real clearly and doesn't confuse them. We teach children that a stranger is an action. Now, children can understand and remember a good action and a bad action, but if they're sitting around trying to determine whether or not a person is a good person or a bad person by their appearance, that's like fighting a losing battle. So we're going to take a look at what some of these actions are so that a child knows when they see one of these actions, that's a situation they don't want to get into, and it doesn't matter what the person looks like, they're focusing on the action. Okay, let's say, for instance, you were outside. Maybe you were walking home from school or you're walking to the store or something like that, and somebody pulls up beside you and it makes you nervous. Now there's two ways you can react. There's the scared way and then there's the smart way. And let's see what the differences are and which one's going to make you safer, okay? So come on over here by me and turn around. Say you're walking this way and this car pulls up beside you and you get scared and you want to run away. If you take off running this way, go right there, then you can't get away from this car very easily because the person could keep following you, huh? That's kind of what we do when we're scared. We have a tendency to run away from things. But come on back for a minute. Let's say you turn around and you're walking down the street and this car pulls up and the person rolls the window down and they scare you. The smart thing to do is turn around and run this way. Go this way. Now stop right there. If you run that way, they have to turn around to keep going after you. And by the time they get turned around, you've got a big old head start. You're way far away and you can go find somebody that can help you. Now see, that's because you were smart. When you were smart and thought about it and ran this way instead of going forward, you took back the control. Okay? Great. Okay, now you guys know that you're not supposed to get into somebody else's car. But let's just say, for instance, you find yourself, for some reason, you're in somebody's car and that person is going to drive away. What's the very first thing you should do if you find yourself in that situation? Yes, what should you do?
You should open the door and run away.
You're absolutely correct. Always open the door and get out. But what if the person sitting there says, don't you touch that, don't you open that door, don't even get anywhere near that door, then what should you do? Yes?
You get out and run anyway.
You don't listen to them, do you? Absolutely not. Good answer. You open the door and get out anyway. Now see, let's say, I'm going to give you another situation. Let's say the door is busted and you can't open it. You try to, but you can't get out. Now the important thing is that you have to do something so that this person can't drive away. So what could you do in a situation like that? Yes?
You could probably jump in his lap and scream and honk the horn.
Jump in his lap and scream. Why don't you show me what you're talking about? That's a very good answer. Can you come and show me? Great. So Jenna, you said that you would jump in the person's lap so they couldn't drive away. I think that's a good answer. Let's see how you would do that. Show me. I'll count to 3 and then you do it, okay? 1, 2, 3, go! Very good. Very good. Perfect. I couldn't drive. You were right in front of me. Here's a couple other things that you can do to stop that car before it gets too far away. One thing you can do is jump to the floorboard, reach under the driver's side of the dashboard, and pull out any wires you find. If you can't get out of the car, find a small button, a stick, or a hairpin and jam it into the ignition, making it hard to restart the car. If you can, get out and run for safety. If the keys are left in the car, take them with you and then toss them in the bushes or a dumpster as you're running. And remember, don't stop running until you find someone that can help you. Something else you can do, like say you were in the trunk of a car. If you find the wires that go to the tail light and you pull them real hard or kick at that section of the trunk, you'll disable the brake and tail lights. Now you've just increased the odds 50% that the police are going to pull the car over, not because you're in the trunk, but because it has no brake or tail lights. All right, let's say you're in the car with the person and they drive away. You can't get out the door because the door is busted. And they pull up behind another car at a stop sign. What could you do in a situation like that to draw attention? Yes?
You could jam your foot on the accelerator.
What would that do? Why?
It would bump the car into the car in front.
Okay, it would make the car that you're in bump the car that's in front. And would that draw attention to yourself? Well, come and show me how you would do that, would you? That's interesting. Show me what you mean. I'm going to count to 3 and then you do it, okay? I got my foot on the brake. 1, 2, 3, go. All right, great. I'll tell you what, let's move inside and we're going to talk about some ways that you can attract attention to yourself if you were inside a building, if you were inside a house, okay? Let's go. Now, if you have the chance to use a telephone, dialing 911 is always the best option. You pick it up, you dial 911, then set the receiver down and move away from the phone. Don't hang it up, just set it down and move away. The police have your address within 2 seconds. You can even do this from a payphone and you don't have to have any money to put in the slot. Dial 911, tell them, I need your help, set the receiver down, and then find a place to hide. If you're in a hotel room or an apartment or a house, here's an interesting way that you can get attention. If you can get into the bathroom, you can take off your socks and tie them in a big ball or stuff it down in the toilet and then flush the toilet. it'll overflow, and this would maybe cause somebody else to get involved. And when they show up, now you've got somebody that can be a potential rescuer. In child abduction cases, one of the primary difficulties for law enforcement is the lack of clues or signals from the child. Without a clue, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. If a child is trapped in a room, one way to draw attention to himself is by flicking a light switch on and off. This is a universally recognized technique to signal that help is needed. One of the most important clues law enforcement can have is a direction of flight. An ID bracelet makes an excellent tool for sending out a clue. It can be thrown from a car window or dropped on a street or sidewalk. It can be discreetly left in a restaurant or motel room. Inscribe reward and your phone number on the bracelet. And when it's recovered and reported, you've established a possible direction of flight. If you're in a dangerous situation and you cannot quickly get away, one thing you should remember is try to keep something between you and the person you're trying to avoid. Now, you can use anything in your environment. You can use a backpack, for instance, and you can just throw it at the person. Or you can use your bicycle. Get off on the side of the bicycle that's opposite the person you're frightened of. That puts the bicycle between you and them and allows you more time when you go to run away. Now, that's a smart way to react. What I'm going to show you is there's two ways you can get away from a person. Now, if you react one way, that's kind of the scared way, okay? And that may not work. And then there's a smart way. So if I had a hold of your arm, try to pull away from me. You're going to pull, and you're not going to get away from me, okay? Because I'm bigger and I'm stronger than you. Try it again. You pull away, and I pull back, and I'm going to win. But now, see, that's what you do if you were scared. But if you were going to react a different way, a smart way, here's what you can do. Rotate your arm like a big windmill. Do it around a couple times, almost like an airplane propeller. That's good, just like the plane was going to take off. Now, this time when I grab you, instead of pulling away, I'm going to pull you in by me. Instead of pulling away, rotate your arm around. Go ahead. Hard. Very good. What we're going to show everybody is there's a certain way you can get help if you need it. Say you were walking down the street, maybe you're going to school or going to the store, and you see somebody else and they're following you and they make you nervous. So you walk up to someone else that you don't know, maybe me, I'm standing on the street corner, and ask me for help. How would you do that?
I need help.
And I say, no, I don't want to help you. Now what are you going to do?
I need help.
And then I just turn and I walk away. I say, I don't want to help you. I don't have to help you. You can't make me help you. There's another way to do it. There's actually a way, a real smart way that you can get the help you need. This time, come up, grab my arm, hold it as tight as you can. Don't let go no matter what I do. Look right at me and say, I need help. And we'll see what happens, okay? Go.
I need help.
No, I don't want to help you.
I need help.
I don't want to.
I need help.
And look, I can't get rid of you. You've involved me in your situation. We call this the Velcro technique. You can hold on to me for as long as you want to until you feel safe. Say it again.
I need help.
No, I don't want to help you. And look at this. I can't. You're like gum stuck on the bottom of my shoe, man. I can't get rid of you. Good job. Hey, remember this. Always trust your instincts. You know that little butterfly feeling you get sometimes in the pit of your stomach when you know something just isn't right? Trust that. That's very important. That's telling you that you have the right to get up and walk away from any situation that you don't feel comfortable in. It's very important that you know the most dangerous situation that you could ever get into is getting into or close to someone else's car. Never fall for any of the tricks that people use. First of all, you shouldn't walk over to someone's car if they want you to mail a letter or if an adult pulls over and asks you for directions. Sometimes these are just tricks. Remember, never get in a stranger's car for any reason whatsoever. What if somebody walks up to you, say you're at a mall or in a park or anywhere, they walk up to you right now and they have a camera and they say, hey, I want to take your picture. I work for a magazine. Should you let somebody like that take your picture? That's right. No, that's very important. Nobody should take your picture unless they have your parents' permission. Now, I'll tell you what, there's a very easy way to know if somebody has your parents' permission or not, and that's by using something called a code word. Does anybody here have a code word? You do? What is it?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me. That's right. That's the right answer. You're not supposed to tell anybody what the code word is. Very good. A code word is a very special word, a secret word that just you and your family know. Say someone comes up to you and says that your parents sent them to pick you up. They say that you need to go with them right away. Well, if they don't know the code word, then you know that they weren't sent by your parents, and the smart thing to do is just get away right away. Parents, if you should ever find yourself in the situation where you think your child is missing, there are 5 things that you need to know how to do. There's 5 phone calls that you have to make. First, call 911. Tell the police that this is a high priority emergency. Your child is missing. Next, call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Their phone number is 1-800-THE-LOST. They can help you get this out to the public. Then call the local search and rescue division. Ask them to bring out the dogs and the rest of the search team to help you. After that, call the FBI. Their number is usually in the front of the phone book. And the 5th phone call you're going to make is to all the local media, radio, television, newspaper. They're going to help get the word out and get an image of your child out there on the air. Remember, write these phone numbers down. They're extremely important, and keep them in a safe place so that they're always handy. You know, there's literally hundreds of things that you can do or that you can work on with your children when it comes to being safe by being smart. You've just seen the tip of the iceberg here on this video. I really encourage you to sit down and talk about this subject with your children on a regular basis and listen real close to what they have to say, because many of the tips we've shown you today and many that we use and talk about all the time, we've learned from children. Here are the 2 most important points that I hope you go away with today. First of all, you're safe when you're smart, not when you're scared. And the second thing is, life is fun. Go out and enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again right here at Escape School.